question is what is God doing?
When we think about the world today, it's a crazy place.
Your spiritual life, your own life, your family life. All right, and welcome to Legacy Family. We hope you're having a great day and a great week. We made it through Thanksgiving. We're heading towards Christmas if you're watching this currently, and we are so excited about everything that's going on in your family. Today, I want to do something a little bit different, a little bit transparent, if you will, of kind of what I've been going through. And I want to really just title today the COVID craziness. And let me say this, I am not one of those people that thinks that COVID is a hoax. I think COVID is very real. And I think it's affected hundreds of thousands of lives in the United States that we know of by the illness. But I think it's affected millions of lives beyond the illness. And I've been one of those lives. I'm going to just tell you the truth. I've lived a fairy tale life. Everything that I've always done in life from junior high on has always come easy to me, and I've seen a high level of success. We've seen a high level of success at whatever we did. Several years ago, a little bit over 2 years ago now, we decided to take some time off. The doctors wanted me to rest. We did that. We had a plan. We executed that plan. We had lots of offers at the end of that plan. There was no hiccups. And then all of a sudden this thing called COVID hit. And everything that we had planned, all the offers, over 10 of them, everything that was out there just all fell apart in a matter of weeks. And being transparent, I haven't handled it well. I went into the craze of COVID. And I think there's a whole lot more people in the craze of COVID than records show. I know that in the past few days, I've noticed that last month alone, Japan had more suicides in 1 month than everybody they had lost to the COVID illness. I think COVID is very real. I think heart disease is very real. I'm doing a funeral this Thursday for 2 people. They died within 48 hours of each other, not from COVID, from liver disease and from brain disease that, quite frankly, they didn't get the care. And so I think there's a lot of COVID craze going around in our emotions, in our relationship, that we've got to figure out how to get on the other side of. I know that as my fairy tale life came crashing to an end, I went into a funk like I've never been. And I want to say that the reason I made it through that funk, and she doesn't know I was going to say this, is my wife. And I want to give you some helpful hints today that if it's in this season, if it's in another season, whenever it is, what can you do to help your best friend, your lover, your mate, your everything, walk through a season of kind of a funk when they're a little bit down? A couple of things that we did, a few things, is she never stopped believing. She never stopped believing in who I was or who God was in me. And she would always be a constant reminder of those things. And she never beat me up. She never came and said, "Why aren't you? Why don't you? Why don't you?" She gave me the grace to allow myself to figure some things out on my own. So number one, she never stopped believing. She continued to encourage. She continued to tell me to dream. She continued to tell me to write. I'm working on a book right now. She told me to do all these different things of who I am. I love creating. I love creativity. So she would encourage me in those things. At the same time, she allowed me grace to walk through it. She didn't beat me up. She didn't make me feel bad because I was having a moment. And there's so many people that have moments in their lives, and especially coming out right now, because the truth is none of us know what the next year looks like either. And so when we go through these things, the third thing she did is she always pushed me, not nagged me, but she always pushed me to keep going and to get out and to be just out in the fresh air and take in, I know it sounds crazy, the vitamin D of life and and to be in the sun and go walk around our neighborhood and to be out and listen to the fountains and do all the different things that add life to me. We would go out and we would have game nights that weren't very expensive, or we'd go play arcade games, and we would play skee ball, and we would play Galaga and Miss Pac-Man, and we would go bowling, and I'd get the little bumpers because I've got some brain tumors, so I need help. And so, we would do all these different things in the midst of going through a season like we've never gone through. Because we had a great plan for a year and a half. We didn't have a great plan for 3 years. And so we've sold everything that we had except for the house we live in. And so the fairy tale that we had, God allowed that to be stripped away to see where my heart really was and to see where our relationship really was. And I want to encourage you today that no matter where you are, this is a moment. This is a time to learn. This is a time to be introspective, not to blame others, and also not to walk in shame, but to allow yourself to realize some of the mistakes that maybe that you have made that you can course correct as you step back into the season of success, as you step back in to a season of favor, as you step back in beyond the COVID craze. And in that, we want to continue to pray for those that are affected by COVID. We want to pray for people to figure out a vaccine and healing for Alzheimer's as quick as they did for COVID. I want to give it up to our administration and our government for Operation Warp Speed and figuring out a plan. I don't care who gets credit. I don't care what the president's name is. We figured out a plan as America, and that's what we do. And so I want to encourage you today, no matter where you are as a couple, no matter where you are as an individual, to figure out the plan, to start dreaming again, to start sketching again, to start thinking again. And if you have a mate that's going through a little bit of a funk, offer them grace. Encourage them, don't nag them. Encourage them to dream, do fun things with them, help them experience life and life abundantly. And in that, all of a sudden, those things will start percolating back up, and they'll become the person that you knew them to be. But we're so excited about Legacy Family, and the last thing I want to say today is we are doing Legacy Family before we even knew about the craziness of our world right now. But I can tell you that we have not seen the final chapter of COVID, because the final chapter of COVID goes way beyond the physical and goes into the emotional. And what's happening in the fact that domestic abuses aren't being reported. Suicides aren't being reported. Depressions aren't being reported. And at some point, those things are going to hit. And the reason Legacy Family exists is to serve you in any season in your life and to help you live into your potential and dreams. We want to develop high capacity leaders, and you are one of them. And we want to link you to highly compassionate causes so that we can see the world go round and see great things happen. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for donating to us. Thank you for sponsoring us. It makes a world of difference right now. We are so proud of you and so proud of your future. God bless and have a great day.